So welcome back to another video. This is TeamOverclocked, bringing you guys a $1,000 gaming PC build for the months of September and October 2016. In terms of benchmarks, this can play all games at 1440p max settings, which is a really good place to be at, considering this is only a $1,000 gaming PC. If you get this PC, I would recommend getting a 1440p monitor to really utilize all of that performance, or getting a 1080p 144Hz display. So let's get into it. For the CPU, we have the Intel Core i5-6600K for $228. This is a 3.5 GHz quad-core processor, so it's really good for gaming since it has all 4 threads needed for the majority of games. It's also a K-series processor from Intel, meaning you can overclock this if you have a Z170 motherboard like we do in this build. To accompany the CPU, we have a Cooler Master Hyper T4 as a CPU cooler. Now for $15, this is a really solid CPU cooler, and it should be able to get a really decent overclock out of this, like around 4 GHz at least. And for $15, you can't really argue against this, especially considering that the Cooler Master Hyper series gets really good reviews on all sites. For the motherboard, we have the Gigabyte G8 Z170 HD3 ATX motherboard for $83. Now this has 4 RAM slots and 8 SATA 6 gigabit per second ports and USB 3.0 headers, which are all pretty good features, but considering you're paying this much money for it, you should be expecting those features. It also has a Z170 chipset, so it does support overclocking when paired with the Skylake K-series processor like the one we have in this build. And for $83, you can't really go wrong with this. For the memory, we have the GeIL EVGA POTENZA 16GB set for $54. Now this has great bang for the buck, considering you're getting 16GB for $54. This is a 2x8GB set clocked at 2133 MHz, and since we're on Skylake, this is using the DDR4 version of memory. Now 16GB is more than enough for gaming and great for video editing, as the majority of video editing programs at 1080p especially don't use more than 16GB. For the storage, we have the ADATA Premier SP240 for $59. Now this will be our boot drive, which will contain our important files and the operating system like Windows. It has 240GB of storage, so you will have enough storage to store both your OS and some important files. For the mass storage, I got the Seagate Barracuda 1TB for $49. Now this is a 3.5-inch hard drive that spins at 7200 RPM, so this is like most mainstream hard drives. 1 TB should be just enough to store the majority of your Steam games and have some room on the side for other media files. And you can't really go wrong with this, considering you're getting 1000 GB for $50. For the video card, I got the GTX 1070 8GB Windforce for $400. Now this is clocked at 1.6 GHz, has 8GB of GDDR5 VRAM, and has a TDP of 160 watts. Considering that this maxes out games at 1440p, you are getting a really nice card for the price. And there is basically no AMD competition at this price point, so this is really the best option that you can get. For the case, we got the Phanteks Enthoo Pro M ATX mid-tower case for $60. This has lots of drive bays, a nice side panel window, a sleek looking PSU shroud, and a sleek aesthetic. It also has some nice front panel LEDs that I believe can be customized to any color you like. For $60, you're getting a case with tons of cable management options, great upgrade support, and overall a sleek looking case. For the power supply, we got the EVGA 600B ATX power supply for $52. Now this has enough power for this build, along with a couple of upgrades. This is also 80+ bronze certified, meaning that you're going to be getting 85% power efficiency. And along with that, EVGA is known for having really reliable power supplies and high quality units, especially due to their good capacitors. So yeah guys, that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please overclock the like button. If you didn't like it, please dislike it and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.